Quilting by Cyndi again. So we've talked about the machines, we've talked about sort of what you need. So let me get this out of the way. And we will talk about fabric. So my current well, I'm not gonna lie, I have multiple projects. I have an issue. I understand. I accept myself. I am working on a quilt for a family friend. They lost their son. And because I was quilting, the mom was asking, could I make a quilt out of t-shirts? So this is my first attempt. And I am by trade a computer programmer, very analytical. I will show you my little notebook at some point of the designs when I design quilts. But so today, I'll talk about the t-shirts first. So we have a huge pile of t-shirts here. I tend to, when I'm working with fabric, I try to coordinate the colors. So like we have a whole bunch of black t-shirts. So I've grouped all the black t-shirts together. We've got blue, we've got gray, orange, etc. So with t-shirts, you've got to decide what you want. So like in this case, they got a t-shirt made of Bobby. So this is going to be dead center in the quilt I'm going to make to highlight this. So I will cut, and obviously you don't need the arms, you don't need the neck, a lot of it. So, and it depends. So when you do get to the point where we're cutting, you keep all your scraps. And I'll tell you why. So in this case, pick your shirts. What t-shirts you want, which ones you like, what don't you want. Do you want to have all of the logos on your shirt? So maybe it's something like this, where it's a small little logo that has a much bigger one on the back. So you've got to decide how you want to do it. I have some that have a logo on the arm. Figure out what you want, and what I do, give me a second here, let me grab my book so I can show you my infamous little book. I'm so sorry. I do not write neat, but this will give you an idea. So, the analytical person in me. So I basically went through, stuff from my other quilts are peeking out. I go through and I measure. So I went through and I measured all the logos, which is why I said, you make sure you have your thing. So you get your t-shirt, lay it out so you can see it, and then you sort of measure to get an idea. Always go a little extra, because when you're sewing, you're going to have a seam allowance. So on the machine, I'll show you real quick. So on the machine here, hold on, let me turn it on so you can see better. So if you see, most of them have these little lines. Okay, so that's quarter or eighth, a quarter, 3, whatever, I can't read it. There's different lengths. So depending on where the edge of your fabric is hitting, that's how big of a width of a seam you will have. Okay, and depending which side of you're sewing on, you can do it on either side. Usually you want to sew, the bulk of the fabric is going to be on this side, so this is where your seam is. So you always want to make sure when you measure that you leave enough. Usually a 1/4 of an inch is a decent seam. So then you need a 1/4 and a 1/4, it's 1/2 an inch extra overall. So just make sure you keep that in mind when you're measuring, so that when you get to the point of cutting, you don't cut it too short and then you're sewing over part of your designs that you want. So always make sure when you take notes on your notebook, make sure you do the same direction so you don't confuse yourself. So if you're going to go width and then length, do all of them that way. Some of them will be really wide and then short. Don't confuse yourself, because I started doing that and I realized I was writing them in the wrong direction. Just so I know. So go through, which is what I did. I went through already on this one to start measuring. So that's what I have my little book for. So you can do what you want. You can put it on your computer, however you want to do it. I'm just old school. I like to write it down because I scribble, I make notes. Not you can probably see it, I've got color abbreviations on the side. This is the front, this was the back. Some of them had sleeves. So I have all the different sizes so that I know. And you can go online and look. It will tell, there's a lot of different things on the internet that'll say you need X number of t-shirts to make a crib. you know, this or that. I'm basically using all of the logos for his mom's blanket. And then depending on the t-shirts, if you have ones that are all consistently the same size, you can then line them up in a very equal row. These are all different shapes and sizes. So what I'm going to do is sort of like a patchwork effect, which is why you keep the extras. So once you lay them out, obviously there'll be different shapes and sizes. You can then fill in the blanks with fabric from the t-shirts, or if you want, get something that maybe is significant for him. So like Bobby loved camo. So the back actually of the quilt is going to be, his mom gave me his camo sheets. So I'm going to use the camo on the back. But his favorite color is blue. So what I'm going to do is try to use the blue from the t-shirts first. And then I have a hoarding problem of fabric. I won't show you. It's terrible. I have lots of bins, different color coordinated bins. So I will pull out my blue bin, and then I will find colors that I have that might look good. And if I don't have something currently, then I'll just, you know, go hit my favorite shower, Joann's, and find something that I think that will look good. And then we'll sort of jigsaw puzzle it together. So, so that's this on the t-shirt certs, and I will talk to you about regular fabrics next.